never be a memory.
And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm sporting something new. I mean, you might not notice it. It's kind of discreet.
Huh.
So, Sam Buxton actually sent this to me, the Truckers for Yang hat, and I just want to thank you because it's awesome. You know, I got the Truckers for Yang hat now. We got the math hat that RJ's rocking. You know what I mean? We all mathed out. We mathed out. I mean, it's to the point, I might just get me a big rig and do some tricks on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, again, thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. I love it. My head's kind of big, so it's kind of snug, but it's not the hat's fault. That's my big ass head's fault. So Andrew Yang dropped an ad recently. I want to say it dropped either the 26th or the 27th of this month, so a couple days ago. And I saw the ad, and I thought it was dope. And I said, hey, that's something I can talk about. It's a quick 30-second ad. Nothing, crazy. And it's him driving a Tesla. Actually, I'm going to have you watch the ad and see what some people were outraged about. You let me know if you can tell what some people were outraged about in this ad. Let's watch.
The biggest reason we lost to Donald Trump is because millions of jobs were lost to automation in a transforming economy. I'm the only candidate who built a nonprofit that's created thousands of jobs. To defeat Trump, we need someone with the experience of tackling the economic challenges of our time. I've done that. And if you don't think automation in a transforming economy is costing jobs, think again, because it's happening right now. I'm Andrew Yang, and I approve this message.
So, did you get it? Did you see it? Did you see just the insane thing that Yang did in this ad? I'll give you some time. Type it out. Yeah, so what they're complaining that Yang did was take his hands off the wheel. I know. I was shocked too. So Business Insider actually dropped an article talking about it as well. And they said Andrew Yang uses, Tesla's autopilot feature in the new ad, and he breaks the same rule Elon Musk has on TV. I didn't know this rule existed. I didn't know it was a rule. Nobody informed me of these things. Why are they keeping me out of the fucking loop? So they go on to say Yang uses autopilot with his hands off the steering wheel in the ad. Tesla instructs autopilot users to always keep their hands on the wheel even when autopilot is in use. Okay, I got it. I get it. And it makes sense. I see what you're saying. Tesla has been criticized for using language like full self-driving to describe autopilot's capabilities. But the electric car maker argues that the feature helps to keep people safe. So, look, I get it. And, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to take your hands off the steering wheel when using the autopilot features. If Tesla is telling you to keep your hands on the steering wheel, then by God, keep your hands on the steering wheel. And I guess people were saying this ad's out, and people's going to see the ad, and they're all going to do the same thing Yang did and take their hands off the steering wheel, and it's dangerous. I've come to the conclusion that people will be outraged about anything. Anything. You sneeze wrong, there will be somebody that is pissed off about it, and they're going to tweet about it and be outraged and foam at the mouth with their full outrage. It's ridiculous because I saw the ad. I was like, dope, I'm going to talk about it. And then like a day later, I saw people complaining about what Yang did in the ad. And I said, what are you talking about? What did Yang do in the ad? And I watched it a couple times over again. And then come to find out it's because he took his hands off the steering wheel. Absurd. I mean, we got bigger fish to fry. I probably shouldn't even be talking about this shit. But when it's Yang news, I'm going to cover it. So, yeah, this was interesting to say the least. They actually tried to reach out to the campaign, and the campaign didn't respond because they're too busy trying to win an election. Yeah, I thought it was interesting that, you know, they could be outraged about something like this. But, you know, practice safe driving. That's all I got to say. And, you know, let's combine humanity first and safety first and put them together. Human safety, safe manity. You get the picture. So I found this very interesting, and I really think it reflects the current status of politics right now, to the people that are younger and are in tune with what's going on. And it's funny because, again, I've already told you guys my top three many times: Andrew Yang, Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard. And I stand by that. But in Cedar Rapids, there was a high school classroom, you know, lined with black and white portraits of, you know, past presidents. And there were some, you know, thousands of students across Iowa, home of the first in the nation presidential caucuses Monday, who made their picks in the Iowa Youth Straw Poll, which was organized by the Iowa Secretary of State, Pat, and his office. So, you know, these are, you know, 16 and 17-year-olds. They're all teenagers. They remain uncommitted on one candidate. So that's what you're seeing across the board. Most of them have multiple candidates, the top three. I mean, if you believe in ranked choice voting, then, you know, this just makes sense as well. But they have, you know, top three candidates. It's quite interesting how the votes came in. So at 4:30 p.m., the lead in the straw poll was Andrew Yang with 3,370 votes. So the youth, the 16 and 17-year-olds, some 18-year-olds, overwhelmingly, you know, voted for Andrew Yang with 3,300 votes. Followed close by Bernie Sanders with 3,200 votes. So Yang and Sanders were neck and neck. And I didn't find that surprising at all. I honestly didn't find that surprising at all. What I did find surprising was that Pete Buttigieg came in with 2,700 votes. I'll be honest, guys. You know, the Yang Sanders being neck and neck, and the youth going for, you know, Yang and Sanders, Yang first, Sanders second, makes sense to me. I get it. But the 2,700 votes for Pete, I do not get it. I don't get it, especially with the younger voters. If it's the older corporate establishment and they're going for a Pete Buttigieg, I get it. But I was really mind blown that there's some youth, you know, 2,700 votes. He obviously wasn't touching Sanders and Yang, but 2,700 votes for Pete Buttigieg. One kid even says, I'm definitely probably Pete, which definitely probably, what does that even mean? Someone might still be able to change my mind, but right now it's definitely Pete Buttigieg. Why? Like, I don't get it. Okay, say you're not a Sanders fan because you think his policies are old, or he may not be able to achieve what he wants, whatever. Say that's the case with Bernie. So you just can't, strategically, you can't do it with Bernie. How do you skip over Yang and go for Pete? And I'm not trying to shit on these kids. I genuinely don't understand it. I look at politics every single day. I talk about politics every single day. And I do not get the Pete Buttigieg appeal, especially with younger voters, because everything's so fake. You know, if Bernie's too left for you, how are you not for an Andrew Yang and you're for a Pete Buttigieg? I don't understand it. But Biden finished in fourth with 1,700 votes, so he's gone. The youth are not excited for Joe Biden. But also, incumbent President Donald Trump, easily beat his Republican challengers Joe Walsh and Bill Weld with nearly 7,950 votes. So with the younger voters, Trump won against his Republican challengers overwhelmingly. Like, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. So I keep telling people, if you don't think Trump can win this again, you put the wrong person in there. Trump will be your president for another 4 years. Congratulations. And ironically, like, I don't hate Donald Trump. I think he's entertaining. I like his tweets. I like his mean tweets. I like that he is honest, even when I disagree with him. He tells you how he feels. You know what you're getting with the fucking Donald Trump. A liar. But he will win again if you put the wrong person there. When he knows how to play to a crowd, he ran as a populist. He's good at what he does, and that is campaign. So, 7,900 votes, that says something. While choosing for the Democratic vote, it was split. Sanders, Yang, Pete, Biden. Notice Elizabeth Warren wasn't even on there. She really sank her fucking Battleship. You guys remember Battleship? I remember Battleship. So, I just found that interesting. What do you guys think? I'm not surprised at all that Yang came in first with Sanders at a close second. Pete surprised me. I'm not surprised Pete is third. I'm surprised it was 2,700 votes. That's a pretty decent amount. And Joe Biden came in at 1,700. He's done. Well, he's not done. That's a lie. It's him and Sanders neck and neck right now, poll wise. But you got to remember, Andrew Yang always overperforms every single time, which is why I'm always surprised when they don't take that into account. When they're talking about Yang and the posters are saying stuff, Yang always overperforms, and they pretend like they don't know this, but he does it every single time, and each time they're like, "Huh? Yang? Yeah, this is what he does. This is what he does. He overperforms, and he's gonna outflank you." So, quite interesting. Totally not Yang's subject. But did you guys see the report on the reporter that allegedly said the N-word on national television? I was incredibly skeptical, and when I first heard it, I didn't believe it. I honestly didn't believe it. I was like, people are hurt by this Kobe thing. Somebody stumbled on their words, and now you're trying to lynch this person. You have a mob mentality. I was like, there's people that probably didn't even see the damn video that are saying it. I think her name's Allison Morris. And I was like, why would she do that? Why would she do that during this particular time? There is no winning. There is no end. Like, what's the end game? Like, there is no winning in this situation. This is the internet. You're not going to get away with it. You're not going to get away with it. Like, what was the end result to her saying that? So I honestly didn't believe it. And when I first watched it, it didn't sound like it. I was like, it sounded close to it, but I was like, I need to listen to this, with clear audio, because the first one I heard, the audio wasn't that clear. So then I found one where it was like clear audio. She said it. She said it. Now, did she mean to say it? Listen, even if it was a mistake, even if she said, Nakers, right? Black people aren't going to let it go. They're not going to let it go. When it comes to things like this, African Americans are super proactive. And they're not going to let that go, even if she didn't say it, but she did say it. I mean, I listened, and I hate identity politics. You all know this, but I listened to it, and fucking A, she said it. because like she would have to know her career is over. She would have to know if you say this and somebody hears it, because people, record their shit all the time, and this gets heard, you're done. There is no end game. There's no winning. So that's why I was very skeptical at first. I was like, there's no... What would the like, what would be the point of saying that? The Los Angeles N-word. What would be the point? I don't know. She did have an excuse saying she mixed up Knicks and Lakers, and that's how it came out. And when I first heard that, I said that's actually probable. Like she stumbled on her words. It's probable. But after listening to it like countless times, she said it. And look, you have to listen to it, not trying to purposely hear that. That happens a lot. In these cases, like people are trying to hear that word, so that's what comes out. So I was listening to it as hands off as possible, and she said it. And I mean, there's been outrage. I think they suspended her. She's not fired. She actually said, earlier today, while reporting on the tragic news of Kobe Bryant's passing, I unfortunately stuttered on air, combining the names of the Knicks and the Lakers to say Nakers. Please know I did not and would never use a racist term. I apologize for the confusion this caused. And people are all over that. This is the most bullshit excuse I've ever heard in my life. But what would be the point? Like, there's no point. So what are we saying she's a closet racist and she's been racist this whole time? And this was everything culminated up to this moment, and she's like, I'm just going to fucking say it. Like, I don't understand. There's no point. What would be the point? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to play it for you guys. You let me know what you think.
No matter which team, which Lakers team he played on.
Yeah, it seems like he was just the kind of athlete, the kind of star that was perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers. Kavita, if I could ask you to stay with us, we're going to go.
So you let me know what you think. There's tweet upon tweet upon tweet, an outcry of this. I just wish African Americans were this, enthused and going this hard for shit that actually mattered. I really wish for shit that could make a difference, for things that actually mattered. They went this fucking hard. Like, this will change nothing. Say they fire her. Congratulations, victory. Pat yourselves on the back. We outraged. We got her off the air. And we're still in a shitty situation, aren't we? Aren't we? I wish you were this enthused about voting correctly. Why the fuck does Joe Biden have 45% of the black vote? You care about this. You care about this lady that said the N-word on TV. Okay, get her gone. Andrew Yang is promising you guys $1,000 a month. Fuck this lady. We don't give... It just changes nothing. She's gone and it changes nothing. But what about that $1,000 a month, though? So, I don't know. Was I outraged by this? Quite honestly, I didn't care. I could care less. She said it. No, okay, do what must be done job-wise, and let's just move on. This doesn't change anything in my everyday life. It doesn't change my financial situation. It doesn't change social situation. It doesn't change anything. And I'm like, the outcry and the outrage. I just wish we had this for other things. And I talk to African Americans as much as possible. I talk to black people as much as possible. All the time. In my community. About politics, about Andrew Yang. We have to break the mentality that we have. Right? You want to be outraged about this? Great. You want to be enthused about getting this lady out of here? Great. Be enthused about things that change your life too. Like, we can do things like make Black Panther, box office smashes. Made billions? Did they make billions? but we can't get Andrew Yang for president, where 45% of the black vote is for Joe Biden. Come on, people. Come on. This is ridiculous. So, I don't know. I just thought I'd comment on it because like people were reaching out to me like, can you believe this? And I'm like, can you believe there's a guy trying to give you $1,000 a month? Can you believe that? So, yeah. And that's where I'll end it. So, again, thank you, Sam, for the hat. I dig it. I probably look crazy with this thing on. Again, my head's kind of too big for it, but it works. RJ likes it, right? Yeah, I think RJ likes it. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. I have a Cash App, a PayPal, and a Venmo link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer. Why are we so